Hey everyone, welcome back to Homestead Corner. Today I want to talk about self-defense EDC items that we all need to have. In these times that we're living in, we are seeing more and more crime. Stores are getting robbed. People are getting robbed. People become desperate and they start to do really crazy things. And it's getting worse and worse all the time. I think it is so important to make sure that we are able to protect ourselves while we're out. One of the first things I think is really important is situational awareness, being aware of what's going on. Put your cell phone away, pay attention to what's going on around you. That is one of the most important things, I think, because you can see a lot happening if you're not paying attention to that cell phone. I see so many people just staring at their phones in the store, and I am shocked at it. I rarely take my phone out in the store, and if I do, I've checked out the situation all around me first. And it's got to be either to get a clip for a video or, that's about it. I usually don't talk on the phone in the store, any of that stuff. I want to know what's going on around me, who is around me. I think it is so important, and that really can save you from a lot of situations. So that is definitely one of the first things that I think we should do. And another thing I think that is really important as things progressively get worse, especially when you are in really heavily populated areas, bring someone with you. I don't usually go to the grocery store by myself either. I've usually got either my husband or one of my older children with me. And so I'm usually never alone at the grocery store. And I think that's a great idea for everybody, because then you've got two pairs of eyes and two pairs of ears listening and seeing what's going on around you. So you may miss something, but the person with you may not. So that can also be super duper helpful. And I just thought I would share some of the EDC items that I have for self-protection. I don't carry all of these things all of the time. I think that's a little overkill. You could if you want to, but I carry different things in different situations. Sometimes I leave my state. It's not always feasible or legal for me to carry my firearm with me, so I don't take it when I leave state. But I have to pay attention to the laws of where I'm going to see what I can carry for protection. And I think it's very important to check with your local laws and know which items are legal and which are not, because every state is a little bit different. And all the places that I have been, it could be if you're carrying a knife, the length of the blade, it may be 3 inches, it may be 6 inches. It can differ from state to state. So I think that's really important to pay attention to those laws where you're at. And if you know that you're going to be going somewhere, check on their laws so you can make sure that you have something to protect yourself and be able to bring that with you. So let's jump in and see a couple of things that I carry. So one of the first things that I carry, and I carry it a lot most of the time, is a chopstick. This is actually quite dangerous. You could really hurt someone with this thing. But I carry them in my hair because you got long hair, you want to get it up. It's just a quick twist and it just sits in your hair. It's going to hold your hair up, which is simple and easy. And I really love these things. They're wonderful. The only thing is you want to make sure, if you have to use this for self-defense, you want to make sure you put your thumb on the end. Your hand can very easily, if your thumb's not there, it can very easily slip and it's not going to really do anything. So putting your thumb on your end is going to hold it. So I know that's a little bit crazy, but it is definitely a dangerous item. You can get metal ones, wooden ones, all sorts of stuff. I love hair sticks anyway. This is just a regular chopstick that I have. We keep them around the house. You can eat with them. You can, put your hair up or have some self-defense if you have to. That is just one of the ways that I think is really simple and easy. It's very discreet. Nobody is going to think of that, that it's a dangerous item, but it really, really is. Another thing that I carry sometimes is a self-defense keychain. Now this is just something that I put together. Anybody can put these together. You can buy these online. There's all kinds of accessories. People are selling them all over the place. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it either. One of the things on here is a Kubaton. This is the same idea as the chopstick. It's got a really sharp point on it, so you would be able to break a window with this as well, which is great. And again, you want to get your thumb on the end. Even with the ribbing on these, you want to make sure you've got that thumb there to make sure your hand does not slip, because if you push really hard, your hand can definitely slip. So I think that's important. I tie some just paracord on here to make sure I have some with me all the time. And then I also put an emergency whistle on here. This is a great item to have to get other people's attention, especially if you are in a huge parking lot, anything like that. You may not to be able to yell quite loud enough for anyone to hear you if they're not close to you, but these emergency whistles have a really loud pitch to them and people can really hear them. And then pepper spray. I just picked up this little cute glittery one. You can get plain ones. I also keep another pepper spray. This one I usually have on my purse all the time, and it's got a quick release on it. So you can just squeeze this and get it out really easy. And these are really nice as well. They're pretty affordable, around $10, but I think pepper spray is a great way to go. You can have the fancy glittery kind or this kind. I think they're about the same price, $10, $15 right in there. And you know, there are just so many different ways that you can protect yourself, and there are lots and lots of different things. And this video really is just a few of the things that I have, because I think it is so important to be prepared to protect yourself and your teenage daughters, granddaughters, things like that. You want them to be prepared as well. I'll tell you, my family keeps me well protected, that's for sure. This is a gift from my son. I think it is great. It is a little bit big, but these tasers are wonderful. Oh my goodness. Super easy to use. Just turn it on. They're not going to like that. You can get smaller ones, definitely. This was a gift from my son, and I absolutely love it. So they are wonderful to have. I know they are not legal everywhere, so you definitely make sure you check those laws. The next thing that I carry, and I carry this 99% of the time, I think it is really important to make sure you're protected, and that is just a little Glock 380. It's small, it's compact, it's easy to carry. I like the belly band. I have a comfort tack, and I really love that because it holds it tight to my body. It's not flopping around. It's very easy to conceal it that way. No one can see it. I even wear that with leggings or a skirt or anything because it's going to keep it nice and snug to your body. It's, you know, and it's very safe and comfortable to wear that way. There are also a ton of purses if you want to carry in your purse. I definitely recommend a crossbody or something tight to your body, but like Montana West makes a concealed carry purse. They make a whole bunch of them. They have a huge collection, and you can go with real cheap $30 purses, or you could spend $100 and something on a really nice leather purse, depending on what your budget is and what you want. Some people want a, you know, nice leather bag, and other people would rather have the cheaper bag. So they have tons of different ones. I'll put links to all this stuff that I talk about in this video, to everything that I can find online. So if there's something that you're looking for, definitely, you know, you don't have to get anything. But I think being prepared and protected is so important. And the last thing that I always carry with me all the time, 100% of the time, is a pocket knife. You want to make sure you've got a good pocket knife. I really love this Microtech, but I know this is not budget friendly. This is not something that everybody can put into their preps. I do think that spending on life-saving tools is important. Making sure you're getting a good quality life-saving tool. You don't want a $5 knife if it's not going to hold up for what you need it for. So my husband, because I am too cheap, I would never, even knowing that it's a good knife, I would never spend the money on this. But my husband picked this up as a gift for me, and it's just a easy Microtech. It's out of the front. I love those knives. There are a lot cheaper out of the front knives. The Microtech has a little mechanism in it, so this is not going to deploy in your pocket if you accidentally hit it. You may get a little prick, but it's not going to stab through your leg. Because there is no safety switches or anything. You do have to push pretty hard on the button, but when you deploy it, it will just stop. It won't come out if there's something on the end of it. I did try it on a book to make sure that I wasn't going to hurt myself with it in my pocket, because accidents happen. But any kind of pocket knife that you're really comfortable and confident with, something that fits in your hand good, and you can easily open it and use it and put it away. My husband carries a smaller knife because that's more comfortable for him in his pocket. I really like this one. I just clip it on my pocket and carry it everywhere I go. That way, if I'm out foraging, I can cut stuff, cut herbs, things like that I want. I can also, open things, whatever I need it for, cut rope. If I had to protect myself with it, I definitely could. It is definitely sharp enough. So making sure that we've got these really important EDCs to help protect us. Now, if you want to carry one certain thing or a barrage of different things, I think it's important to have more than one item, because obviously things break, you lose things, stuff happens. I keep a decent collection of things just because if I'm going to different areas, I know I've got a trip coming up in a couple of months. I'm going to go meet my sister, and we're going to hang out in a city because she lives in California and I live in Maine. So we are going to meet down in Massachusetts. I'm going to pick her up at the airport. We're going to hang out down there for the weekend. But I know that what I can take there legally and to protect myself. So I want to make sure I have those items, because this is a trip that I'm going to be taking. And I think it's important for anybody, if you're going anywhere, we want to make sure we're able to protect ourselves. I know that, and I just saw the government just put out a warning for people going to Ireland. A few people have been attacked there, mugged, whatever. And, they're warning you not to keep tons of cash on you and all this stuff. But I'll link that article also down below. But there's just so much going on, and it's everywhere. It's not any particular place. It's everywhere you go. Anything can happen anytime, and I think it's so important to be prepared for it. So if you have some other EDC items for self-protection that you carry that I didn't show here today, please put them in the comments down below. It's really helpful for other people. They can go and look and find something similar, something, that they may not have thought of. We all like to carry different things, and I think it's important that we have the things that we're confident with and we know how to use. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!